So now I know Pierre here, I got his test, he sent it back, I got his profile, all his scores. When I look at scores, when there is a 7+ difference between the scores, I know it becomes being pronounced to the one side or the other. Like 17 and 8, yeah, that is more than 6. So he's a pronounced extrovert, I would have in my mind. I'm not going to say it to him immediately. I just know he's quite a strong extrovert, quite a strong intuitive person. Thinking and feeling is sort of close by, so he can jump from the one to the other quite easily. And perceiving is quite a strong perceiver as well. And I'll explain these terms to you before you go today, don't worry. Now, I get back to my website, ENTP, and I click on ENTP. You can see it's clickable there. The moment I click there, it's going to open ENTP and give me primarily 3 different pages of information on my client. There's the first one. It just gives an overview. What does an ENTP look like? When you just get a broad overview in a nutshell description of an ENTP. Before I knew what an ENTP was, I sat and read that before my client came in. So I would read, ENTPs are inspired innovators, motivated to find new solutions to intellectually challenging problems. They are curious and clever, and seek to comprehend the people, systems, and principles that surround them. And I read that. And I go down on the page, and there is a pretty nifty little video on ENTPs. And I watch that because, not nowadays, but I used to watch that. And when I'm starting this feedback, you'll see how I use the video as well. And I read what makes the ENTP tick. How do you recognize an ENTP? Who are famous ENTPs that we get in the world? ENTPs in the population. What are popular hobbies of ENTPs? What do the experts say about ENTPs? In other research done on ENTPs. I've got a whole host of information there that I can have meaningful conversation with my client just about his personality. And I can slice it just the way I want. Remember, my coaching, if you follow this pattern, is strongly based on this helping relationship. And within the helping relationship, what I try to do is have meaningful conversations. Then the next page is about ENTP work and careers. And I click there at the bottom of the page. And then it takes me to ENTPs at work. And I read that. ENTP career facts. And those are all the popular careers that ENTPs like to do. And those are the least popular careers for ENTPs. And I read that. And then at the bottom I click on ENTPs in relationship and it takes me to the next page. And there are some descriptions about ENTP's communication style. And how ENTPs are as partners. And if he has got children, how he would be typically a parent. And how he connects with other personality types. And there's 4 categories. Kindred spirits. He connects quite well with those 3 types, ENFPs, INTPs, and ENTJs. Now I'm in luck here because I'm an ENFP. And I can connect well with this type. We get on like a house of fire, man. We can inspire one another when we go into conversation. So he's typically one of those clients that I can't wait to see them. Because I know when he walks out, I'm energized. You might not have that personality type that's a kindred spirit, but don't worry. Your client will teach you what love is. You've got that advantage with those that are not connecting with you spontaneously. Then you've got a category of intriguing differences. That is typically personality types that his type will find at first difficult to connect with, but eventually they can connect well. Then the third category is potential complements. And with those types, they get quite well along. Those that complement them. They are opposite than them, than the ENTP, but they can bring something that the ENTP needs. And then the last category is challenging opposites. If you as a coach fall into that category, you go back in your mind and say, listen, this one is here to teach me about love, and unconditional positive regard, and congruence and empathy. And I will embrace this person. Personality is, unfortunately, or fortunately, one of those things that really are felt on a level where you just don't know why you connect with a person and why you can't connect with another person. It often has got to do with personality. Having said that, there's other schools of thought that say personality is not a good predictor of whether we can be successful in relationship, and I also believe that. Because you don't know whether you can be an ISTJ and your partner could be an ENFP. It's totally the opposite. And they do get along, and they do get along quite well. I've got friends. The woman is an ENFP, and the husband is an ISTJ, and they get along very well. And they love one another. So this is not a good predictor of effectiveness in relationship. Some other things are, and we can talk about that, but it's not personality per se.